Welcome to Transformed, real stories, real faith.
So we have Tony with us this episode. We had tried to get together sooner, but due to me messing up, we had to redo it. So here we are. We're not perfect.
You can say that
So
again.
Tony, introduce yourself to the people that don't know you.
Yes, sir. Well, my name is Tony Martinez. I'm being made better nowadays. You know what I mean? I struggled with every sin known to man. You know, prison, drugs, homelessness, every single thing out there. I had to do for myself. I had to find out for myself about it for a long time. I started on this struggle since I was
Okay,
6 years old. No?
Yeah. So you're Tony. Where are you originally from? We'll
California,
start
Los
there.
Angeles, California, East Los Angeles.
All right. East Los Angeles. Is that Compton?
No, that's more like,
Because believe it or not, what about Crenshaw?
well, that's close to each other. There's more South Central, where I'm to the east. It's still the same town, though,
Yeah.
same city.
All right. What brought you to Mississippi?
Well, the Lord had plans, you know. Like I said, I've been struggling with addiction, and in between incarceration, I came across this ministry that sent me out to Leapwood, Tennessee, back in '91, I believe, and I got connected with some pastors out here. And when I went back, I couldn't maintain, so eventually, I just connected with them pastors, and they started pouring into me, and I was out here since then, since '98, May of '98.
So from '98 until now, you've lived in Mississippi.
Yes, sir. I mean, I've been back and forth some, but home
Okay.
base is Mississippi.
Well, for the most part, right.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you when you lived in LA, you had a gang. You were a part of a gang.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So I
sir.
won't ask the name or details about that, but I believe that's an important part of your story because God can come get you. He'll meet you wherever you're at.
Yes, sir. I got,
And He loves a gang member
yes,
just as much as He loves a pastor.
right,
So,
right.
um, all right. So we're going back to when you were in the gang. When you woke up in the morning and reality set in, and what was the most heaviest part of the struggle that you had to face that day?
With the affiliation, with the affiliation,
Yes.
well, it wasn't even a struggle because it was a lifestyle. You know, I was deceived. I was bound to that mentality that I thought that's just the way it was. You know, I didn't see no other choice. It was just get them or they get us. You know, when you lose friends, you know what I mean, and homeboys, you know what we used
Right.
to call each other, brothers, even. You know, and you don't even know how the beef
Mm-hmm.
starts, but you just have to get them before they get you. You know that attitude.
Right. So it's you're fighting. You don't know why, but you're gonna fight.
Yeah, well, for one, my reason was
Kind
because
of
they shot
deal.
my homeboy, or they got this, or they did that. You know what I mean? To me, but how it started, I have no idea.
Revenge.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Okay. So what was the darkest point of that?
Well, you know,
Like in that lifestyle, when did it get dark?
see, I've been affiliated up to about 2.5, 3 years ago. You know, I was still functioning. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, it's been a lifestyle. I'm 53. I got jumped in, blessed, and baptized the same day at 13. You know, so I've been in it for a long time.
All right,
I've been
explain what that is,
okay. Well, when
if
you
you
get jumped
can.
in, you have to go with against 5 people. You know what I mean? Well, that was in my time. That's how we used to do it. You fight a few people so that you can.
Right.
It's just a rite of passage, and then
Mm-hmm.
when you get baptized, you got to go and do something to an enemy, and then when you get blessed is a ceremony, believe it or not, when we take an oath. Even in affiliations, we take oaths. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what happens.
So everyone, there's a turning point in their lives. So what was the exact turning point for you? The moment you realized uh, you couldn't just survive that way and struggle every day, and you started fighting your way out of it.
Yes. It happened when I was younger. Like I was like probably about 19 years old when, but by then I had already been in it for a while. I mean, 6 years in it, but even a few years before that, prior to that, I still was putting in work. So a good 8 years in there, still just living the life and all that stuff. And so one day, a homeboy of mine, we called him Wolfie, he come around talking about Jesus. And me and that guy been through a lot of stuff together, with enemies, with drugs, with crime, with you name it. We done dirt together. And he was talking to me about Jesus. We used to share the spoon together, And so that got me thinking,
Mm-hmm.
say, boy, what's wrong with this guy? This guy's different. And that opened my heart up, I think. I think that's what happened. But to answer your question, I had been caught up with a lot of through music. I started worshiping the devil, man, and I started to see things, and
Right.
it pushed me literally to God, you know. So you combine
What
both
now?
things.
So knowing that there was a devil, well, on the flip side of that coin, you had to accept that there was a God.
Yes,
Is
yes,
that
and
what
I
you were
always
saying
knew
that
that.
kind of made you start
Yes,
realizing?
yes, I mean, I always knew there was a God. That never been an issue, but I just didn't understand that He had a plan for me, that He loved me, that it was an individual thing, it was a personal thing. I didn't understand all that. All I thought was that He was up there and I was down here, and then I didn't know nothing about it. I was brought up Catholic as a
Right.
kid, so I didn't know much of nothing, for experiences.
Right.
But I wish I could say that I everything changed that
Yeah.
that day, but it didn't. I struggled for years.
Mhm. And it may be something, something that's you've done for so long or did for so long is going to take. It may not ever fully leave you, but it gets to the point where you don't think about it as much.
Right.
But we both know a counselor, and it ain't me, so we'll try to get that figured out. All right. So now that you're on the other side of it now, what do still people do people still get wrong about the kind of struggle? Like, what do they not see?
Well, what do they don't see in me or in just in general?
Just in you.
They don't see
So,
what struggle they don't see in me. I don't understand your question.
like, so any myths they may have that would, if they looked at you and they would kind of stereotyping you. Um, but now that you're on the other side of it, what's something that they could still misstereotype
Well, yeah, well, I
about
got the scars and I got the tattoos and I got everything from that
you?
lifestyle. Still, the inside has changed, but not the outside. You know what I mean? The outside is being worked on, but
Right.
the inside is
Yeah.
new. It's brand new on the inside. If you can see inside, it's not the same guy. Now I grabbed a
Right.
hold to something and I
Um.
want to share it.
Right. So I'll tell you, this is a personal preference of mine. When I hear someone giving their testimony, and I'm able to see that person. I love Sadie Robertson. She's a great speaker. She's great. But I don't see Sadie Robertson's life as a struggle. I don't know how she can get on the same level as a ex addict or an ex gang member that literally in East LA. So I'm more inclined to listen to someone's testimony and pay attention to it if they have the scars, if they have the tattoos, because visually you can tell they've been through it.
Yes, sir.
She grew up a millionaire
Okay.
and it's only gotten bigger. So that's just my personal preference. But
Right.
now at the same time, I could go to Walmart and see somebody like you, but and assume whatever.
Right.
And somebody could look at me and assume whatever,
Right.
just whatever. But I can't say personally with 100% certainty that if you talk to Tony for 5 minutes, you do not see the tattoos, you do not think gang member, you think child of God.
Yes, sir.
And I mean that. So
Yes, sir.
where was your breaking point? When did you say enough's enough? I'm done with the gang. I'm done with the drugs, the lifestyle. When was it enough?
You know, I had a moment with the Lord
Was there
here.
an exact moment?
Yes. Well, it was a build
Okay.
up to this moment. You know, I finally reached the pinnacle, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I've done good and bad and
Mm-hmm.
good and bad, you know. But then this moment came in Christmas of 23. I had already, I went back to where I was staying at in Corinth, Mississippi. And I was doing halfway right. And, but we, you know, we can't do that. We either got to do right, or we might as well do wrong if you're not going to do right, you know. But
Right. What's it say in the Bible about that?
yeah, you need to be either hot or cold, right?
He'll spit you out.
Yeah, but look, but
Yeah,
on
because it's like
Christmas
lukewarm. He'll spit you out.
Christmas of 23, I let my son down. You know, my baby boy. I have 6 children, and I've been in and out of their lives, you know, because of addiction, because of prison, because of gangs, you know, because of everything, just selfishness, you know. But this Christmas of 23, my son, I let him down. I didn't show up to meet him, and he was tired of it, you know. So he told me, you know what? I don't ever want to see you again. Don't ever call me. And that I had a moment there. I wish I got up that moment, but it started doing something within me. 6 months later, the police got me, and I ended up having to go to a program. And but when I got to the program, I had already gave up. You know, I had surrendered. I said, you know what? I've hurt so many people, people that I love, people that don't me. I mean, ain't no telling how many people I've hurt in my life. You know, so it started to get to me now. Now what I try to do is help people to get healed, to grab a hold of what's happening in here. You know, now I got something to share instead of taking from people or hurting people or doing anything that I used to do. Now I try to maybe they grab a hold to something. You know, to the goodness of God,
Right.
man.
So using what all you've been through, hopefully you could prevent
Yes,
someone from having to go through the same
yes.
or disappoint the same people.
What
Yeah.
I try to do is I plan to try to sow seed in people, you know, plant seed in people that maybe it'll produce something, you know, that they might grab a hold to something that they might want better, you know, because in that lifestyle, we don't think we can ever
Right.
get better. You know, we stuck. We don't think there is better. Once an addict, always an addict, that kind of thing, you know, once a convict, always, you know, it's going to follow
I
you,
don't
all
believe
these
that.
other things, you know what I mean? So now what I try to do is wanting better, brother,
Yeah.
just wanting better, you know, for
Right.
self and for the loved ones and everything.
Well, and I believe everybody deserves better than what they currently have. I don't
Yes.
care if you're a millionaire, you deserve better than what you currently have. There's some exceptions that, that there's some people that don't.
Right.
but for the most part, I believe everybody deserves better. If
Yes.
you harm a kid, no, you don't. But not that show.
There's a
Um,
different show in
I think I know this, but
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, when you were at your breaking point, what was your strength at that point?
You know, it
So
might
you
sound
broke
crazy.
down. You're on
Yes.
your knees. You're at your lowest.
Yes.
But what was your strength to get you up?
But that was exactly it. The 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 humility, the coming to recognize that I couldn't, what I done did, you know, I couldn't undo it. It's over with. You know what I mean? So I had to give it up, let it
Mm-hmm.
go. Now that's a struggle. Letting things go is so hard. I mean, sometimes it sounds so simple, but it's so hard to let it go. You know, to get cast it on him, for he cares for us. You know, it's so hard to do that. But that's where I got to.
Yeah, I think as men, we don't like giving up
Right.
or surrendering.
Yes.
I was in the military, and that wasn't in our vocabulary.
Right.
But you have to surrender
Yes.
it
Or
all.
receiving,
You don't want part.
or even receiving. You could give,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so hard to receive. You know, and that's pride, really. And on my part, it was pride.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's when that broke. You know, when I recognized
Yeah.
that I couldn't do for myself, that I've done messed up all this time that I had on this earth. You know, and hurt so many people. You know, and it was reality check. You know, and he was there with his arms open regardless. You know.
Can't
Yeah.
outrun the grace of God.
Yeah. Yes. It's overwhelming,
All right.
man.
One more serious question, and then I got one or two that I have to know.
Okay.
Um, you're victorious now, or at least
I'm walking it.
you're winning.
Yes.
Yes. So, but you're also different. How did that struggle you were into, the version of yourself that wouldn't exist if you didn't go through the struggle? So I'm gonna clear that up just a little bit. So even though you're walking it out still,
Yes.
you can't hold up the gold trophy yet, but you're winning.
I'm
You're up
running the
on the
race.
scoreboard.
I'm running the race.
Yes. So how did the struggle transform you to the person you are today? So
You
you
see,
you've kind of already won, but that struggle. Okay, even though you're still in the middle of the fire, but you're winning.
yes.
You can't hold up the trophy yet, but you're winning.
Yes.
How can you already see the change in person that you're becoming?
It's obvious, brother, that my desires are different. You know, just 2 years ago, my desires from today and then is so amazingly different. You know, I mean, everything was about pleasing me then. Now I'm here trying to help people, trying to show them there is a better way,
Mhm.
you know. And I just like sowing seed, like I told you earlier. You know what I mean? I constantly, everything in here is different. I no longer want to hurt nobody. I no longer want to have a needle in my vein. You know, I don't carry no guns. You know, all that old stuff that I used to do. You know, I man, it's crazy how you can
Right.
renew your mind. You literally, you know, that's what's taking place is the renewing of the mind.
We just we're just out of Romans, and that's what transformative living kind of
Yes,
bases its
yes,
I
sir.
guess whole thing around.
Yes.
Um, so now I'm going to ask you a few questions. The hardcore journalist that I am, I'm going to get to the bottom of things.
Okay.
Um, so,
So yes,
yeah.
to answer your question, yes.
So, I'm sure I can. So here's the one that I've got to know. Um, it's important, but pineapples on pizza.
What about it? So I guess sometimes, very rare, to be honest.
I mean, I don't think you can do that. Nope, that's not an option. It's either you do or you don't.
Personally, I don't. I don't. But I have had it when somebody else had it that I contribute. I shared. They shared, and that'd be about the only way.
Well, yeah, that's different because you could it's being rude otherwise.
Right.
So,
Same thing I
but you
could take
haven't
with
ever ordered
jalapenos.
it.
You know, jalapenos on pizza. You know what I mean? Some people might not like it. I love it.
No, that's not the same thing. That's not the
It's
same.
better in
That's good. Who doesn't want that?
it.
Yeah. I mean, no, that's no comparison.
You know,
Um,
I
so
can
I've
make.
put for everyone watching at the bottom of the screen, you see Tony's story. You see the link that will take you to his Facebook page, and I also have it in the caption if I remember. Um, if you could hug one person, non-relative, and they have to be alive, who would it be?
Give them a hug. It'd be you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be you.
Look, it didn't have to. No, no, no. I appreciate it. You're the well. Out of the previous three that I've interviewed, you're the only one to have said me. Ben said a tight end. Well, in all fairness, he said his son,
Oh
but then
yeah,
I made it where it couldn't be family. Well, I appreciate that.
yeah.
Um, I was going to say you didn't let me finish even the rules when you jumped to it, so that's even more flattering. But
Yes.
yeah, like it
Oh,
wouldn't have to be anybody we know or anything, like anybody famous.
okay,
So,
so
all
neither
right,
you,
one
neither
last
one. So
question.
you're none of the above.
Oh,
Orale.
uh, all right, now I got to remember the question. So, all right, you could pick anyone to have lunch with. Now, this can be an older or younger version of someone. Like, for example, Ben picked John, Jesus's favorite, uh, but
Disciple.
at the point he had been in Patmos, not when he was following Jesus.
Right. When he was old.
So it can, when he was older, you're right. So if you could pick anyone, it doesn't have to be biblical,
Yeah, but it would
but if
definitely
you could
be
pick
future.
anyone to have lunch,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I have a lot of questions. Well, and it can't be
No,
Jesus
no,
because
of course not.
everybody
Or Paul,
would
because everybody picked Paul.
want to ask him tons.
Yeah. So you know
See, I
what?
would be okay with you picking Paul,
He's one of my
but
favorite.
where you gonna go to lunch?
Well, we're gonna go eat fish at
Like, where do you take Paul to lunch?
we're gonna go eat a fish
Like, where
plate
would you
like
take the
that Jesus multiplied.
right?
No, no. Look, if I was gonna go eat with somebody, you know who I would pick? I would pick John Mark. You know, Mark, the one that left, that wrote the Gospel of Mark. You know, he left Paul and Barnabas hanging. Remember, he went back to him because I can relate to that. I dropped the ball like that myself once. You know, so that's
Yeah,
why I would probably I can
I
relate to Mark.
think I think me it would be Peter. I feel like I'm more of a Peter type. I'm a little bit more rough around the edges. I think anyone that knows me would agree. I'm not saying it's a bad thing about
Yeah,
myself. I'm more of a Peter than a John.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but so,
Different seasons, you know, different
well,
things.
Tony,
Moses be a good one.
absolutely. Yeah, and I also Noah, because Noah. I mean, we would have to go to a place where sweet tea and
Yeah.
no bar, but
You know, he planted his own garden.
but
Remember, he
Tony,
had
I just want
garden.
to.
Sir.
He drank, didn't he?
Yeah.
He drank, didn't he?
They're no longer part of my life.
All right. No, no. Amen. Well, Tony, I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, sir.
And again, his link's going to be in the video. You can see it on YouTube. This is going on YouTube. And portions of it will be on the Facebook page of Transformative Living. So, Tony, I thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Órale.
The views expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the hosts, producers, or our sponsors.